Welcome back to part 2 of my RotaryCraft tutorial, and we left it a little bit rushed at the end of the last episode, so I do want to quickly recap that. What we left this doing, and I've turned the volume of these machines down now, they are in the config, so if you want to still hear the machines a little bit, because some of the later machines are really cool noise, gets to jet engines, that's fine, but you can turn the volume down independently of everything else, so yeah, I've turned it down to like 5%, and you can just about hear that. Apart from that annoying breaking noise. So inside here we're making yeast, and that I'm going to leave running. That's something else. We are going to need to set up a sugarcane farm. It's very useful at some point, so do bear that in mind because we need the sugar and we need dirt, and there's ways of making dirt too. Let me just check what ways we have in this pack. We have the dirt from a jaw crusher. That's not really of that interest. Compost, RotaryCraft with sand. I'm not sure. I guess we can make potatoes, carrots, yeah, so regular crops and yeast will make compost, and then combine that with sand will make dirt. Okay, so we can think of doing that. There'll be other ways as well. Let's just check through metallurgic infuser. That's the way I've done in the past with biofuel. That's mechanism. Okay, that's fine for now. We're going to get to it anyway, because it gets used up by this machine. Do I have any more iron I want to put on yet? I need to make up some more iron from the smeltery. Never mind, let's just grab some of this stuff. We're going to get to the next stage, and the next stage is really this yeast. In fact, let me make another fermenter, because we're going to need one. Fermenter. And do I have the parts for that? Probably not. It should not take long to build them though. So base panel I want one set of. I may need 2 sets. Yeah, let's get another set of those. And that should be it for the fermenter, which is fine. And we're going to pop this down here, and let's just get rid of this for now. We can move you here. Okay, so as you can see, we're going to need another DC electric engine. That's fine, and we can hook up this liquid pipe if I still have some of it left. I do, to the fermenter like this, and that will make the second fermenter go. Do I still have another DC electric engine? I guess I don't. But what we're going to do, and I don't think we can eject automatically here, so this is something we'll have to separate these out and do it with pipes or ducts, or any other piping mechanism. We're going to need to use this to create ethanol crystals, if I remember rightly. Let me just make sure of the recipe. Ethanol crystals. It's smelting the sludge, and the sludge is any kind of biomass with yeast. So in this case, what you'll typically do is also use sugarcane, because you use sugarcane to get sugar, and you use sugarcane to get sugarcane. So both of that will do. All that needs is a source of power. So let's just create another DC electric engine, so we've got something running in the background. DC electric. And do I have enough redstone? That's gonna run me close to empty on redstone. And in fact, I'm going to need the DC electric engine for something else, which coming up is in this episode. So I'm just going to make one of these, I think. At least until I find more redstone. Really is rare for this particular seed for some reason where I am. So what else do we want to make? Well, what we're heading towards is what this is. Yeah, you probably haven't seen this yet. It's canola. And if you break grass, you end up with canola seeds, even like this. What is that? Need to find out. If you have any idea what it is, comment please in the comments below. I'd love to know. So yeah, you can grow this like any other plant, just like this, which with a water source nearby and a dirt block. And away you go. I can just put another one down and put some canola. Yeah, we need a lot of this though, and that's one of the problems. What we need to do with that obviously is we're going to make yeast, which is going to make ethanol. That's going to help for one thing. But whenever we want to combine power or step up torque or step down torque or increase speed, etc., we need gearboxes, and gearboxes need lubricant. Now, without the lubricant, they seize up. They damage themselves repeatedly, and then they just break. Well, seize. So we need to make lubricant, and lubricant is coming from canola, or rather ground up canola. So we need to make a farm today, and that may seem like normal because I've got like 2-block farm here, but no, we're going to make a RotaryCraft farm, and this just gets us going, really. So I'm going to need a pump from RotaryCraft. That's the mechanism one. There we go. So, yeah, do I have all the pieces for this? Let's have a look. Let's just grab some more. Do I have anything built? You, and yeah, that should be it. Let's make some of these. We're going to need another impeller, unfortunately. But not much we can do about that one. And yeah, let's make the impeller up. And that should be it. So we're going to pump a DC electric engine. We've seen those before. I'm going to need a lever of some kind, I suspect. So let's just make one of those. We're going to need some liquid pipe, and we're going to need more than 4. So let's make more of that. Yeah, where's that noise again? It's 3 glass, not glass panes, and of course I'm out of glass, so let's just put 3 of these in, and yeah, we've got some planks. Okay, what else do we need? We're going to need a new type of engine, a steam engine, to be more precise. There you go, that's our next engine up. It requires gold or copper. And it can be a work table, but thankfully now everything has been backported into a regular crafting table, it seems. So let's have a look. We've got condenser. Yeah. Alright, so let's make you. We're going to get 2. So we have enough for 2 steam engines. More impellers. I'm going to get sick of impellers by the end of this, and I'm going to run out of HSLA steel again. Shaft unit, yeah, well, we've already got 1. I'll save that. Base panels, I've already got 1, but I'm going to need some more. And some gold or copper. Well, guess we're going with copper. And while that's going, we're going to want some liquid pipe as well. There we go. You finished with my copper? You probably have. And where is my steam engine? Helps if I click on the right recipe. Steam engine. Okay, so this is 16 kilowatts, 32 newton meters of torque. Sorry, I don't know what the foot-pounds is for you Americans, if you're watching, sorry. Speed, 512 rads per second. There being 2 pi radians in a circle. So divide by 6, if you like there, or 6 point something. Okay, so that will get you revolutions per second, and you'd have to, you know, get rid of that with 60 to get RPM, but we don't care about that. We're also going to need a bucket and some lava. Oh, I've got my fire clay bucket. This is only going to work once. I'll just borrow this temporarily. I'll have to go and get some more lava later. Let's go and assemble it, and we'll see where we get to. Oh no, I need one more thing. 2 more things, in fact. I need a fan. And that's not one of you guys. Sorry. Not in this case. Although, you know, extra people clicking subscribe, I'm more than happy. Liking the video, that kind of stuff. There we go. 1 more impeller. And I'm just going to convert this to planks. And do I have... I think I'm missing the shaft unit. So running short on HSLA, so that's fine for now. And the fan. And I also want some kind of shaft just to demonstrate this one. Just a stone shaft would do fine. Stone slab. Smooth stone. No smooth stone? Okay. And what's the other pieces? I could use wood, but yeah. I need more smooth stone still. I need 6. Let's cook that up. And I think that's pretty much it. I think we're mostly there, to be honest. Oh, in fact, I do have 4 stone slabs already, so I'll use those. And do I want anything else? Canola seeds. I should take some of those. And you can make these stone shafts. And let's just clear a bit of space. Bronze. Yeah, there we go. Clear that space. Just 2 more. What was it for a stone shaft? I need these stone slabs. This gives us 8 shaft units. So we're not going to get into complex gearboxes just yet. I don't think that this should do the job. So stone slabs like this. Where's the... is it a shaft unit? I think so. No. Stone shaft, stone rod. There we go. Okay, now let's go and assemble stuff. Assuming it's still actually daytime. Let's see that soon. Yeah, this'll do. Or not. There we go. Nah. Right. So I've assembled a farm, and here's the farm. I know this looks a little bit odd, so let's just take you through it. I've got a couple of chests here, and you'll see why when I pop over the top. Oh my, I don't like these. Okay, so have we got any more earth? We do. So the idea here is that all of the actual crops are going to get swept this way, hit this wall, drop down and hit some hoppers. I've not made the hoppers yet. I'll do that off camera because it's vanilla items. I'll probably put a hopper going into this chest from this side, into this chest from this side, and then 2 on top, and etc. And that's why on the other side I can see the chests. Now eventually we're going to need to hook those up, of course, automatically. But to get started, it kind of lets us collect the... I keep wanting to say granola, like, you know, muesli kind of thing. It's canola. Yeah, so what we actually want to do is here I want to put the fan down. There we go. Actually, the blue side is its area, and I think it's only 3 wide at the moment, or maybe that, I'm not quite sure. But it's area wide, I think I remember, it depends on the speed you drive it at. So, you know, the better this goes, the more... the wider this actual area will be, and the longer maybe. We'll see. I don't know the exact rules, so we'll do it by experiment. So what I'm going to do is fill up this entire area, and then we'll see what actually gets harvested. So all that the fan really does is it blows the crops when they're mature and replants them. I know that sounds weird that a fan would do that, but that's how it works. Also works with things like magic crops, and I think even vanilla crops, but we'll try that out as well. Why not? Behind that, just for demonstration purposes really more than anything else, I'm going to put the stone shaft. And I'm going to put it the wrong way around. Okay. I'm going to put the stone shaft. Alright, so the idea of this is that it just shows one kind of transmission of this kind of thing. It goes into the back of the fan, and we can use it to extend this as many times as we want, really, out that way if we really wanted to transmit power over a bit longer distance. The problem with the shafts is the more torque you put through them, the more chance they'll break, of course. There's certain tier of shafts are needed to actually deal with certain torque until you get, so if we look at that, so it's got max speed as well, but yeah, that's 3,000 radians per second, so we're not going to get near that, but the torque is only 278 for the wood shaft, and you'll see it goes up to 1,000 Newton meters torque, all the way up steel, diamond, and bedrock is infinite. So that's your top tier. And yes, we're going to be able to make bedrock breaking machines in this. So behind this, I'm going to need, and I forgot to make something. Yeah, I better make it. In fact, let me put the pump down first. Yeah, because we want that to be available. So I want the DC electric engine. And what I better do here really is, I'm going to need some swimming, but I better put a block under here. Do I want one there? No, not really. Oh, that will let me get out. Yeah, so what we actually want is a DC electric engine in here with a pump next to it. DC electric engine. Pump. Is it the pump? I can never remember how to set this thing up. Yeah, I think so. Let's just try it with, oh, it's still the front, isn't it? And we'll see in a short while. No, I've lost one of those already. Let's drop a lever. There we go. And we're going to use the liquid pipes, and if you look at the pressure is also important in this. We're going to feed this into the back of a steam engine. Something like this, but I need to go and make one more thing. Let's go and make it before I forget. Steam engines, they heat up, but you need something to stop them from overheating. That's called a cooling fin. Can be used on multiple engines. Oh, and that's ready. Thank you. And let's replant it. Cooling fins. Oops. Yeah, there's nothing too amazing there, really. Just the stuff that we've already seen. I'm going to need... Where's my HSLA? Have I used it all? No. Thought not. But I'm going to need a fair amount of it, unfortunately. In fact, I think I'm going to run out after this. There we go, cooling fins. And I really am going to run out. Okay, never mind. There's always more iron to cook up in the smeltery, by which I need more lava. Okay, so sun's going down soon, so let's just get this set up while we can. And again, I need to remember which way around to put the steam engine. We'll soon see if I get it wrong. Yeah, that's the right way. So if I just get rid of that a second, put our lava down, put our steam engine down, put our cooling fin on here, and finally hook it up to the water before it gets too hot. There we go. Fuel, water, and temperature's building, and it should stabilize. You don't want that to go too far, if I remember rightly. And then we're going to need, well, it's going to heat up and then it's going to start working when it gets hot enough. I'm going to go and sleep though while that starts to heat up. You'll also find, by the way, those fans do affect you. So if you're running towards the fans and you're in the world, they will push you back. Just bear that in mind. I don't want to work through the night though, not while we're building this. Anyway, while I'm sleeping, what do you guys think of this series so far? You got any questions? You tried to use RotaryCraft yourself? Any frustrations? Let me know in the comments. You know, I'm more than happy to answer questions, if I know the answers, that is. Which is debatable sometimes, but we'll see. Alright, here we go over the top. So let's see, it's up to 100 degrees. And we get an achievement, and it starts rotating, and you're not rotating. Is that because I've got you the wrong way around? Usually the reason. Let's try this way. Or in fact, this way. There we go. There is actually an item to switch to turn these around. I've just not made it yet. So if I stand in front of it, this is me being pushed backwards by the fan. That's nothing else other than that going on. Now, what we also want to do is to go up here with this, and you'll see why in a minute. And we want to come all the way over the top. One more maybe. Yeah, well I'm out, so one more better be good. Yeah, so you may wonder what this thing is for. Well, we have another item called a sprinkler, and I'm probably out of HLSA still, so I may have to make more. Ground sprinkler. Ground sprinkler is kind of better, but I haven't done that yet. Let's put an overhead one for the moment, and yeah, I'm going to need at least, that's 9 and 10 HSLA steel. And I get 4 sprinklers. Yeah, I only needed 1. Okay. What the sprinklers do is they'll, first of all, they should keep the ground wet, but also they will make crops grow faster, which will help us, not just in the long run, but also in the short run. So, right, I'm going to need some more iron, aren't I? That's an, oh. Yeah. You know what? I'm just going to look at the wall and things are going to happen. And there we go. So, oh, wow, that noise. Yeah, I did eventually go and get some more lava, and I went and fixed this. I moved these one apart because if I put them next to each other, the redstone signal from the lever is going to transmit, which I don't want. I want to be able to do that independently, and I'm still going to need to make a DC electric engine for the back. So let me just make that now, actually, because I've got the stuff to make it. I will remember these recipes at some point or other. Oh, that's why, yeah. Ignore that, we'll come back to that later. And yes, so I wanted the sprinkler, didn't I? And this is the kind of top-down sprinkler first. I'll upgrade to the other one later. It's a little bit better, the other one. Apparently, if I remember rightly, it is better anyway. But right now, we'll just go with the overhead one. Or 4 of them, in fact. Do I have any more? Nah, I'm out of coke. Excuse me. Never mind. No, don't need any more of that just yet. See, I go to try and sleep, and it says, you know, you can only sleep at night, or something like that. And I get up there, and it's night time. What's up with that? Maybe I just didn't click hard enough. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so last bit, and then we're going to plant things. You will want to make sure you have a mattock on hand, which I do. You're still going to need to prepare the ground, I believe. So that is something to start. And just bear in mind, just like normal crops, you may need to sort out the ground periodically. Yeah, okay, that's going. And let's start the sprinkler like that. And it should cover this area pretty well. Wow. Okay. Did you just steal something of mine? What's he holding? Yeah. I'm just running away. Okay. So, yes, we're going to prepare the ground. And then we're going to plant granola. At least in the center one. And probably, in fact, not the center one. What am I doing? Yeah, all the seeds get pushed by the fan, and they're going to go down here like this. Because I haven't got the, I haven't got any of the hoppers yet. Okay, never mind. In fact, we should be able to see how good the fan is by going in front of it, and then just to the side. So it's only affecting one row at the moment. So yeah, I am gonna have to put them here. Fine. At least to start. And then, yeah, that sprinkler is in range of this end one, so this should cover the whole row. I will of course make the rest, but at least initially what I actually want to do is now make a hopper or few, so just to rescue some of that iron before I finish. Just before I finish the episode, one iron and there's some more in here. 10 iron should be enough to make 2 hoppers, which is good enough for me. And there we... What? Is that not the hopper recipe? Oh, it's going to be plate or something. Oh, really? Right, I am going to cheat that in because I'm not doing this as a RailCraft tutorial. Where's my 10 iron? And there goes my 10 iron. There we go, and I'm going to, assuming I'm able to do this, inventory, cheat mode, 2 hoppers, option, inventory, back to recipe mode, thank you. Yeah, I don't want to be making RailCraft. I have to do a full playthrough just to make basic items that are vanilla. That's just an artifact of this pack in particular, so let's just put these hoppers in place. So yeah, I'm just going to put one here, pointing at that, and that should do it initially. You know, there's more... Oh wow. There's more to be done later, and I will certainly do that. But for now, this should really start us getting canola. And once we do, it's going to get pushed into here. So if we just drop this somewhere like this, off it goes. That's what will happen, and this will get replanted. They'll come down here and drop into our chest, which is just what we want. So that's our canola farm running. Wow. Which is good enough for this episode. Yeah, we've got 25 minutes, so yeah, I don't want to start another major system, which is a preview of what we're going to cover next episode. The next item to build is the thing that makes the lubricant. So we're going to take the seeds from these and manually initially, and we're going to put them into an item called a grinder. Much the same thing that we've already seen, but with a saw, which is a slightly different recipe. Remember that RotaryCraft doesn't have that many gates. It doesn't have, certainly not like Infinity Evolved Expert does anyway. It doesn't have any huge barriers. It just really has torque, speed, power, and the only real barriers are your ability to make the fuels. So that is the lubricant, which isn't really fuel, the liquids this is. So the lubricant, which isn't a fuel, the first fuel, which is ethanol really, and the second one, which is like jet fuel. So that's something we'll come back to. Lubricant is our first one, and the lubricant will be made by the grinder, and then we will send it through, usually lubricant hose, which is a similar recipe to the liquid pipe, to gearboxes, and that's where we'll start to gain control. The other thing we're doing downstairs, the yeast stuff, is to make ethanol crystals, and they will go into a gas engine, or is it called a gasoline engine? Yeah. There we go. There's the recipe. And you'll see just how much power, torque, and speed it has. Quite a lot more than we're already dealing with. And that's the kind of first engine that, well, technically we could use lots of steam engines and other ones to power our machines. But that's the first kind of engine you get going that lets us start using the things like the extractor, if I remember rightly, with any kind of degree of sense. Otherwise, we'd end up with lots and lots of steam engines going, which isn't good enough for compact base, really. So that's good enough for this episode. Hope we got a nice bit of stuff done. Get ahead with farming, and just a couple of minor amends to this. I will put a DC electric engine behind here so that we can then change this into sludge, and then we can use a furnace eventually with the frictional heater once we have enough of an engine going behind it to start it, to make ethanol crystals, and that'll start up our gasoline engine chain. So working in 2 parallel things at the moment, lubricant and ethanol, and we'll continue that in next episode. If you like this episode, feel free to like it. Otherwise, dislike. Leave a comment below. That is the most important stuff. And of course, if you want to see more of these, you can either subscribe or you can follow me on Twitter. I am at GrayDuster, with that GRAY Duster. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.